Then God surprised David. God promised to build David a house. Not a real house made out of bricks or wood, but a kingdom, God's kingdom. And then God surprised David again. God promised him that someone from David's family would live forever as God's king. If that weren't enough, God surprised David again. This forever ruler would be the promised one who would bring God's blessing to all the people of the earth. God's surprising promise made David very happy. He thanked God, and the promise was written in God's holy book. There's a picture of it. There he is telling it to his family. And then, after David died, David's son Solomon became king. With gold and wood, he built God a great house, a beautiful place called a temple. This temple was where people made blood sacrifices for their sins. And when God saw that great sign, he would forgive or pass over the sins of his people. Does that remind you of another time that we read about when God passed over and protected his people with blood? Sounds similar. After the temple was finished, God came down in a cloud. The people were happy and gave thanks to the Lord, saying, God is good, for his steadfast love endures forever. There's his cloud descending on the Holy of Holies, and the people are celebrating. God is with them. A queen came to see Solomon, his palace, and the temple he had built. She asked him lots of questions, and God gave wisdom to Solomon for them all. The queen was amazed and greatly helped by what he said, and was blessed by God for having come. God's blessing is spreading to other nations and people. You see, God was keeping all of his promises to Abraham. He had already made Abraham into a great nation, and he had given Israel the land. And now God's king was bringing God's blessing to other peoples of the earth. Does this make you wonder if Solomon might be God's forever king? Could he be the promised one to bring God's blessing to everyone? I want you to look closely at this picture. There is Solomon, but there's a problem. Look, there's an idol and people worshiping other gods. I think that's a clue for us that Solomon will not be God's forever king that he promised. They're going to have to wait for someone else. On Monday, our story is called Another Very Sad Day. David was God's special king, the king who was a man after God's own heart, and God gave him the promise that one day his descendant would be God's forever king. His rule and reign will never end. And it doesn't look like his son Solomon is going to be that king. So let's find out on Monday what happens. All right, thanks for joining me for a story time, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you later. Bye.